Good evening. Good evening. What's up, everybody? Good evening. It is Thursday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Get a spot on the couch. It may be a little crowded, but we here together. We here together. Um, I'm going to give this a little bit of a second to get connected because it looks like things were a little bit choppy. There it is. There it is. To make sure we are fully connected everywhere we need to be. There it goes. Let me let me fix this. Okay. All right. So good evening, everybody. What's up? My apologies. I am Donna. I am Donna. Welcome to the Real Life Relationship Growth Weekday Get Together. It is Thursday. I was a little choppy getting started, y'all. So I wasn't sure if this thing was kind of delaying a little bit. So please forgive me, but we are rolling. My girl has told me in the background that we are good. So we're going to keep going. What's up? I'm Donna. Welcome to the Real Life Relationship Growth Platform, Chat 'em Up podcast. Y'all know me. I don't care. As long as you are here with me, I don't care what we call it. This is our weekly get together. We meet every Thursday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And some of y'all should be on YouTube. Hopefully, y'all are connected on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, I would really prefer if you go over to YouTube if you can. Let me put this up to make it simple for you all. If y'all can do me that favor and go over to YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, y'all. So you know what? Let's get through a little bit of this, a little bit of housekeeping I like to do. Welcome in everyone. If you're new here, if you are new here, welcome. I'm glad you are here tonight. Please make sure you subscribe so you can keep up with any lives and even go back and watch the lives that were previously posted and that we previously had. So all right. At the Real Life Relationship Growth family, this is how you become a part of us. And I'm going to guarantee you're already a part. If you're here, you are a part. But this is what the qualifications are. You have to be single, dating, courting, married, divorced, or widower. That is the criteria. If you are 21 and up, you fall into one of those categories, I guarantee. So, the Real Life Relationship Growth has been doing a series. We're in a series. For you all that did not know, we planned a 4-week series for the singles only. Not that the married people can't come in and join us on the couch, because some of us have previously been married, but this is for the singles. I have some single men and some single women, and we're coming together. This is week 4, but guess what, y'all? This thing is so good. I asked, and look, what is it? You ask not, you have not because you ask not. I asked, and they was like, yo, we will rock with you for another 2 weeks. So we extended this thing. It's 6 weeks now for this series we're doing. It's called You Can Get With This or You Can Get With That. So I'm going to introduce and bring everybody on. Nobody here really needs an introduction because they are not new to the family. And once you come in the house, you are in the house. You are a part of the family. So I have to bring, of course, my right hand on my girl. I cannot do this without her. You know, I had to let her know the other day, Corey, when you're not here, because you weren't here the other week, felt a little naked. It felt a little off, a little bit off. So I need my girl to be with me. Let me bring her on, Miss Corey B. What's up,
Hi.
sis?
Hello, hello.
All right, you ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Ooh,
Ooh, ladies
ladies
first,
first,
ladies
ladies
first.
first. I think that was right on. It had to be.
I
It
heard it,
felt
and it was
right.
out of sync on my end. It sounded
It
like it was out of
was.
sync. Yes.
It sound in sync on my side. So maybe that little feedback it's right. It's fine. It's fine. They get it.
I
They
feel
get
away.
it. They get it. That's
That's my
something we
right though.
started doing, y'all, and it never stops. So we do it every time. We do it every time. Let me bring the rest of the ladies on. Let's see who we have next. I'm gonna bring on my girl Myra. What's up,
Hi,
ma'am?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, 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 good. Good to
Mhm.
see you, sweetie. And next we have my girl Miss Tip. What's up, Tip?
Hey, everybody.
All right. And the last of the ladies
What?
tonight, of course, last but not least, but the ladies on the couch, Miss Quinn. Hey, gorgeous.
Hey, hey, hey.
What's up, girl? The hair is hair, and I'm liking
Mhm.
this. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. What's up, ladies? Y'all good?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Doing
Y'all,
good
y'all
tonight.
see our rainbow coalition going on? Y'all see the different. Oh, yes, ma'ams. Yes, ma'ams. All right. All right. And y'all know with this, we couldn't do it without these gentlemen. We couldn't do it without the brothers because we want a complete set. We want a complete set. So, first of all, um, let me bring this brother on. Mr. Remy, what's up, sir?
Uh-oh.
Oh, we can't hear you, Remy.
Your
We can't hear you. Okay. While Remy get his stuff together. All right, he gonna get his stuff together. While Remy get his stuff together, next I'm going to bring on Mr. Sylvester. Hey.
What's going on, family? How y'all doing?
Yes. Hey, Sylvester.
Can you hear
Hey,
me?
Sylvester.
Yep.
Hello, ladies. How are
Loud
y'all?
and clear.
Hello.
Good.
Y'all saw that right. Y'all saw that right.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Sylvester. How are you?
I'm wonderful, Donna. How about yourself?
Good. I'm great. I'm great. Let's see. Remy, do we have you yet? Okay. Remy's still
I think
working
you
on his
got me.
stuff,
Can you
y'all.
hear me?
Okay, yeah, there you are. There you are. Hey, Rem. Oh,
Okay, how y'all?
oh,
Did I go back out?
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
We
How are
are
you, Rick?
fine. We are fine. Huh?
He said, should he go back and get?
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, you're a little bit choppy. Try that. Try, yeah. Let's give it a minute to get you straight. I don't know what's going on. All right. So we have one more brother that's actually going to join us that's not in the back studio just yet. But I'm going to bring this brother on last because y'all let me just bring him on. Let me just bring him on. Hey, Kev.
Hey, ladies, gentlemen, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey,
Uh,
Kevin.
Kevin. What's going on?
And cold up here than from the north wall. You know what I mean?
It's cold up here. Tell the people where you are, Kevin. Tell them where
I'm
you
in
are.
Rochester, New York,
My boy is in
Ooh.
Rochester.
between Syracuse and Buffalo.
You know what's
Okay.
crazy? When you look at the map, isn't Rochester like above Canada if you like a draw a line over?
Well, right off of Lake Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh wee.
You. Mm.
Yeah, you up there,
Not
sir.
bad as
Look at
Buffalo.
her and her
Not bad as
geography.
Buffalo.
Not bad as Buffalo. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't think, I don't think I've even been up to Buffalo. Brooklyn is where I reside. That's about it. That's about
Up
it.
there, Watertown. Oh, it's way up
I
there.
haven't even been up top that far. I haven't even been up top that far. But either way, you a homeboy. So y'all, I have to say this about Kevin. I messed up a few weeks ago and I blocked Kevin and I struggled with that thing and I was so apologetic because this man right here, Kevin has been rocking with me, y'all, since day one. When I say
All
day
right.
one, my very first live, Kevin was in the house. Kevin was in the house. So I always want to big him up and tell him I appreciate him.
Thank you.
And man, had me flustered. I was like, I gotta get Kevin back on. I'm contacting tech support and everything.
I was on punishment, people.
No, you
No.
weren't.
I was on,
Uh-oh.
I was on
He
punishment.
gonna milk that.
Yeah, I was on punishment.
Mm-mm. Not at all, Kev. Not at all. You know, we work out our differences if we have any.
I know that's right.
If we have any. All right. So Miss Corey, can you do me a favor? Can you make
Mhm.
sure you post the link in the chat?
I did.
You did that. Thank you,
Already
sister.
done. Yep.
Already on
Why did I
it.
even
On
ask? I
Facebook?
should have known.
Yes.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay. We don't know.
The You posted in Facebook, Corey?
Yes. I
Okay.
posted it in the chat. I can post it on the page if you want.
Please, can you
Oh,
do one for
wow.
me?
Okay, sure.
On the left. You see my comment?
That's weird.
Let's
I
see.
see Myra's comment.
I just saw it. Like I didn't
Yep,
see it
I
before.
see it.
It's
I
here
posted
now.
it again, but I'm gonna go and post it to the page.
just-
Oh, okay. I had to scroll down. Okay, I see.
Post it to
Yeah, I see it. Yep.
Mine
Yep,
just
I
populated.
see you all. I see it's in the chat. Thank you so much, Corey. I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Because from my understanding, Facebook is being a little choppy. You know,
Yep.
Facebook can be a little temperamental sometimes. We have a love-hate relationship, so we have a love-hate relationship. All right, y'all. All right, let's get this thing popping. Let's get started tonight. Our topic tonight in our You Can Get With This or You Can Get With That series. And thank y'all already for rocking with me 2 more weeks after this. I really appreciate it. We've had some really great discussions. Tonight's topic, y'all, let me put it on the screen for those who are visual. I'm a visual person. I'm a visual learner. I got to see it. You can't tell me. The topic tonight is how important is sex to you as a single person? How important is sex to you as a single person? Now, I want to start out by saying this. I know we have our differences of opinion. We have our differences of our beliefs and what we feel is right and what we feel is wrong. This is not what this is about. Everybody has a freedom of choice to choose what they want. Nobody is going to be shamed, bashed, or whatever, because we don't do that at the Real Life Relationship Growth. Whatever you do, you do. And we want to talk about it now. We want to hear it. We want to hear it. So y'all feel free to share as much as y'all like. And if you want to be quiet as kept with some things, that's okay too. But how important is sex to you as a single person? Now, usually what I do when we get started, I kind of go around and get the consensus of the question, right? I get the consensus of the question. And I really don't want to kind of change things up. But if I ask this question that's posed on the page, that's going to put you directly on the spot. It's already going to give some information. So what we're going to do, we're not going to do it that way. We're just going to let this conversation flow as grown people that we are, you know, in our opinions and our thoughts on things and maybe some of our experiences. So I thought this would be a good way to start this out. My cousin Cortland, y'all haven't seen Cortland, but he is very pivotal in a lot of things. Cortland is my lighting man. He got all these lights for me. Had boxes coming from Amazon. Cousin put this together, get the studio here and there. So, I trust him. He was a part of a series that we had previously, and he is up that way where Corey is. My uncle is having some medical challenges. So Cortland is there with his dad. So he's not on with us and he haven't been on. But I said, cousin, you got to send me from a male perspective. I just need to see what you think about this topic, right? So I'm going to read a little bit of what Cortland said. And this is how we going to get this thing started. He said, when it comes to sex in a relationship, how important it is, it really depends on the value that you put on that relationship that you're trying to get into. If it's just a casual relationship, sometimes sex might come to the top, to the forefront, simply because you don't value that person. Or what do you get out of that relationship? I'm not saying that you can't fall for that person, but you just don't put a lot of value on it now when it comes to saying you're looking for something. I think that kind of made sense. I'm trying to value on when it says you're looking for something. Maybe with more meaning, that's more meaningful to you than a lot of times. All right, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm trying to kind of decipher that. I know he spoke this. He was like, I'm talking it. So, yeah. Let's see. I'm not saying that you can't fall for that person, but you just don't put a lot of value on it. Okay. Not saying because you had sex with that person, early on, you can't fall for them. But in his mind, in his way of thinking, this gentleman is saying there ain't that much value put on that person. Y'all getting that part? Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. He says sex is not the most important thing because the most important thing is who that person is and how well you guys mesh and are able to bond. So because sex can also be a blinder, if you use it too early, you can fall in lust and not fall in love. You can fall in lust and not fall in love. So, anybody have any thoughts? I know that was a lot. That was a lot, but it wasn't. It was, but it wasn't, because it made some sense. So, from what I'm getting, this gentleman is saying when sex is involved in a relationship early on, it can kind of mean one or two things. You're really not that invested in that person. And you may just kind of be looking for one thing. And not saying that you can't fall for that person even further, but initially his thought as a man is saying, if I'm having sex with her early on, I'm really not that invested. I'm really not that invested. What y'all think? Bro, let me Queen, you look like you ready to go. So,
I would say it just depends on the person's sexuality. All of our sexuality levels are going to vary. So what's going to be important, 10 to me would be 5 to somebody else because of our, our different levels of sexuality. I've known plenty of people to, have sex with somebody first night and they end up married. And I know plenty of people who abstinent and they don't have sex and they never end up with anybody either. So I don't really think that sex is necessarily the key factor. The importance of sex is going to depend on the individual. And it's not by gender, it's just by the individual and their sexuality.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Oh, nobody else, huh?
No,
Ain't nobody jumping in the water with this one.
no, I will. I guess I was a little thrown off because I know what you were saying the topic was, but then when your cousin was talking about, he was talking about with relationships, but the topic was like as a single person.
Mhm.
So you want feedback on what Cortland was saying?
You can give feedback on what he was saying, but you can also just kind of go. What you feeling, Myra? What you feeling?
Well, actually, I mean, I understand what he was saying, and then Queen pretty much summed up what I would have said about that. But I had some feedback, like as a single person, because I know everybody's different, when it comes to how they are when they're single versus in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's up to you. I can do either.
Either one. Okay. Before we keep going, y'all, we got one more gentleman that's going to come in. That's going to join us. It's actually going to even us out to that 5, I believe. If
Absolutely.
we have 2 more actually coming in. So let me bring Mr. Edward in. Hey.
Y'all got me on here at work, and this just my kind of talking right here. What's good?
Yeah,
What's
work.
good? What's
He had to
good?
get in on this one, huh?
Yeah.
Well, first, let me ask you, how was your day?
My days with sleep, up, and work.
That's right, because you're going in the evening. So something got you a little excited with this topic, sir. What you got? What's your thoughts?
First of all, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. We in the Bible Belt. We're in the Bible Belt.
Okay.
Sex is so overrated that it's blinding to a lot of people, and a lot of people. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be kind of male-like. Sex is what it is. Sex is sex. It is what it is. You got a lot of women out here now that's in their 50s or above, and a lot of men that's done either been in bad relationships, good relationships, done been in love, done been out of love. So now at this tender age of 25 for me, you know, it's gonna take a strong person to capture my heart again. Because I have been in love. And it wasn't just because of sex, it was because that person's heart and mind aligned with me. You feel what I'm saying? So nowadays we're in our fucking 50s. I'm just being straight up. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, that we all know you can go get sex anytime, any day, any way you want it. You know, everybody got somebody that they can hook up with and don't have no feelings, and it be what it is. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I don't know what that dude was talking about. Whoever what you just read, I don't know what that was all about because that I don't know what that was. But
He
you
he
know,
gave two synopses. He was
okay,
and I apologize because it was kind of meshing together, and I didn't pre-read it. I know what we talked about, so it didn't quite come together. But he was talking about kind of like two things that, and and I was trying to work it out. Sorry, Cortland, I messed that up. But go ahead.
yeah, but you know, um, it's very important for me because my sex drive now is higher than it was when I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whether
Mm-hmm.
it has to be some kind of vested interest for us sexually because I ain't going out there buying no car without test driving that thing.
Okay. Okay.
And I damn
Well,
sure ain't finna be with no woman and not be able to test drive it. And it's got to be mutual, and it got to be some mutual interest there. And if it's not, then you know it is what it is because I'm not finna date you another well say 6 7 months or 3 months a day or whatever the case. And we ain't been like, hey, what's going on? Why we what's going on here? You know what I'm saying?
okay,
Because
ladies.
no,
Okay,
So let me,
okay, ladies. What y'all
can
what
I,
y'all think about that? What y'all think about
okay.
that?
So
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to be clear because initially you said sex is overrated, but then you
what
said,
it is.
hold on, but then you said you're not going to date somebody 5 or 6 or 7 months if you can't test drive it. So it sounds like if the sex isn't good, you're not going to stick around for the relationship, which would mean then that sex is not overrated, that you
What
hold
is
it in
great?
high regard.
What is great sex? Can anybody tell me what
Well,
great
I didn't
sex
say
is?
anything about great sex, and please answer my question because
That's gonna
I'm
vary.
asking you for clarity before I
Okay,
continue.
okay,
So
all
you
right.
said that it's overrated, but that if you can't test drive it, you're not going to be around 6 7 months and then find out it's not good, which means you hold it in high regard, which means for you
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
overrated. So
yeah.
is it overrated? Is
Well,
it not?
I'm saying overrated from the aspect of is it needed in a relationship or is it not needed, whatever the case may be. I'm
Okay.
saying
Okay.
for me, when I speak on overrated, I mean we all adults and we all grown. We've all done had multiple partners, probably. You know what I'm saying? For me, being a 6 year NFL vet, being on the limelight, I've seen it all, done it all. And when I say overrated, for me, ain't nothing that fascinates me about pussy no more. But do I
Okay.
want it? Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
let me
So from
just
what I'm understanding, let me try to bring this in a little bit. What I'm understanding is
You know I'm
it's
hard. You know I got a
important.
harsh mouth. You know I got a harsh mouth. I'm
Oh no,
sorry.
you fine. Listen, this is real life. Let me can y'all not saw the R, the L, the R. This is real. That is fine. You give it how you feel it. You give it how you feel it. You already know that's what we do here. That's what we do here. But just trying to make sure for clarity, it's
hmm
important. Okay, how many, by the raise of hands, how many feel like sex is important to them right now today?
Yeah, of course, it's important.
It's
Well,
important.
let me,
Yes, it's important. So go ahead, Sylvester.
no, I was just going to say, piggybacking on first of all, what you said, brother, sex, it is important, but it's all about compatibility. The 100th time that you all meet, it's about compatibility. And, you know,
Mm-hmm.
both sides, because for abstaining now for like 8 months. So prior to that, I mean,
He done
You
turned into a
choppy,
Now-
transformer.
Yeah, he breaking that bad.
But I
Yeah,
see
no,
it.
yeah. Sylvester, we can't really hear you. You breaking up. I'm gonna have to.
I just sent a message. I don't know.
No, you breaking up, Sylvester.
Yeah.
We're not getting your full message. We're not getting the full message. Okay,
And
so
he was clear when he
I'm
was
gonna
talking.
move
yeah,
to another
it
one
was
and try it
definitely clear
again.
before you got. It was clear before you got in the truck. Yeah, it was clear before you got in the
Let's
truck.
try it.
So important.
Let me go back outside.
Okay, okay, all right. So while he's moving around a little bit, the word important. When something is important to you, that means you're focusing in on it. You're taking time to develop it. You're making sure when something is important to you, you're going to take. Myra, you shaking your head. What you got? What?
You said that if something is important to you, that means you're focusing on it. You asked the question if sex was important to me. I said, yes, sex is very important, but I'm not focusing on it because I'm not in a relationship. So
Right.
I didn't know if you were going to have a follow-up question because mine definitely had a caveat to it. My yes did.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Go ahead. What
yeah,
did your yes? What did your yes follow up be? Mm-hmm.
okay, because I mean, I'm human, I'm flesh, I'm a sexual being, but I'm not this person that's out here giving samples out. And I know people say, well, I'm not going to be in a relationship unless I, test drive the car first and all this and that. Okay, well, let me tell you something. I Googled, can you test drive a Rolls Royce at a dealership? Said, yes, you can, but it's generally reserved for those who are seriously considering purchasing or leasing the vehicle. You see, there's a difference there. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't just kind of like me, be feeling me or whatever. No, there's going to have to be, so there's levels to this. And, ideally it is,
Well,
preferred to be in a relationship, and then just really just go through the actual natural process of getting to know a person and knowing that compatibility is there, that you do feel that chemistry, but still, my thing is that I feel that it's more important to build a foundation first before you jump into the sex part.
You
For
can't build
me,
a found. You can't
well,
build a foundation and have
let,
sex too.
let me
Hold
let me
on.
let,
Say that again. Sylvester,
so,
I'm gonna come to you. I want to be clear what Ed said. Say that again, Ed.
So building a foundation involves all levels of intimacy, right? If you know what I mean when I say intimacy.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so intimacy is, basically emotionally, physically,
Oh,
spiritually,
yeah.
mentally, all that, right? So building
Mhm.
that foundation involves all of that.
So, but
Exactly.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
does. It
That's
does. We
great,
totally
Edward.
agree that building that foundation requires all of that. But maybe we need
So
some
you saying
clarification
you're saying
because
if we building that foundation, is no sex involved. I don't go shopping at a Rolls Royce dealership, so I leave them women alone. I know what kind of woman I want. I know what kind of woman I need.
Well, hey,
If
well,
you hold
hey,
if
there
wait,
you
you
hold
go.
yourself, hold on. If you hold yourself in that realm of a Rolls Royce woman or a Bentley woman, you need to deal with those kind of men. We working
exactly.
honest, hard level men down here. So we need our compatibility to be the same.
I think
Okay.
she's
Okay. Well,
referring to herself
okay.
and how she feels about herself. If you hold yourself, not necessarily that
well,
I'm only dating or seeing people of a certain financial caliber or something like that.
yeah,
But
we're
if I
not talking on a
value,
financial level.
yeah, if I value my body,
but
if I value certain things about myself, it's important for me not to lend myself to everybody so I'm not tied to all these people.
Right.
Nobody
Right.
wants somebody
What
everybody
do you
went
mean
with. At
child?
least I don't.
that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, they do.
So I'm about to
Yeah, they
wrap it
do.
up real quick because for sex, it's different for everyone. Some people can have sex with someone with no attachment. For me, there's a lot of emotion that goes into it. I'm a very spiritual person, so I feel like we're exchanging energies and spirits. So I have to be at a certain level and feel totally safe with this person. So it's not just about just compatibility. It's a lot that goes into it, and that's me. But to each his own. But that's where I stand, being a
Right.
celibate single.
Right. Right.
well,
And definitely to each his own. But Sylvester, I think
okay.
let's
Can you
see.
hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. First thing I want to do, I want to kind of This is to Myra. When she said the thing about a Rolls Royce or Bentley or what have you, you can't compare cars to relationships because when you go into relationships, technically you go into relationships and for a lifetime. So what the brother said about, you want to make sure that this person is with you all the way around, mentally, physically, the whole nine. With that car, yeah, you have it for a couple of years and you move on to something else. So when people say that, Bentleys and stuff, you don't get test drives, yeah, I guess not, because you're only gonna have it for a couple of years. This woman or man that you choose to be with, your plan initially is to keep them for a lifetime. Now, whether that happens, we don't know. So the next thing I wanted to say is sex, whether it's on the first time or the 100th time or the 365th time that you meet, it's about compatibility and about what people want. If you get with somebody and they want to, excuse my language, they want to screw on the first night, then so be it. Because like Quinn said, some people, their relationship lasts, some people it don't. Now, I'm speaking from both sides of the spectrum because I've been abstaining now for like 18 months. But before then, I just saw sex as, hey, I'm with this person, I'm doing my thing. I want it. I need it. I still need it now and I still want it now. But when I say I'm abstaining, that's for me. That has nothing to do with, whoever else. Now, when that person comes along and I feel like, hey, I'm ready to do this, then I'm going to do it. And that's another thing too, Myra. Abstaining means that you just choose not to have sex at this time. Celibacy is you're choosing not to have sex for the rest of your life.
Oh, I'm abstaining.
Hold on, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
No, look up the definition. Abstaining.
He's
Wait a
right.
minute, Ed. Wait a minute, Ed.
Look,
First,
I'm
hold on, y'all.
abstain.
Hold on, y'all. Kendrick, hello. Kendrick came in the room and he get no greeting or nothing.
No, it's all
Yeah,
good.
we gotta say,
I've
hey,
been
Kendrick.
laughing at that dude Edward. You ain't gonna drive it fresh off the lot. You gotta get a load first, my dog.
Hey, bro, look here, man. Hey, man, look, it is what it is, bro. I mean, I'm a realist. It is what it is. I don't care nothing about no Bentley, Mercedes. I drive a Jeep and a Chevy truck. Them some of the hardest, toughest cars you gonna get. So I want my woman like that, a go-getter.
The thing is,
that was just an analogy. You're taking it way too literal.
Yeah, it was just a.
No, I'm not taking it literal. I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying it's a call category. I know for me personally, I stay in my lane. I don't go out because you gotta understand when I say I play, and this is in my past, and I don't really even look at my past. I played professional ball, so I've dealt with all kind of women. The professional type women and the ones that make statements like what you said, that's what they're looking for. Those type of men, but those type of men are not around for the long haul. We didn't stick around for the long haul because we had money and we wanted the best looking woman or whatever case. And I know it's not about money, but me personally,
So
I'm not wasting my time.
Let me back
I'm not
up.
wasting my time.
Hold on. Let me back up a little bit because I think there needs to be some clarification because I know we kind of all heard the same thing, but I think we may have, it's based on our interpretation. So let me ask this question. Let me ask this question. Let me ask this question. So Ed, are you saying, for clarity, are you saying that within what you want to do, does there have to be an emotional connection that you two have? Even in having that connection, does it still require you to see what she's like sexually before you move any further?
So to elaborate on what you just said, women are emotional creatures. Men, I don't know how many of the men on here may agree with me, but we're testosterone driven. That's how we are. So the emotional part, hold on. So the emotional part it's gonna come in with agreements. It's not like if we're together, I'm finna take it because I ain't no regular. So if it's an agreement on that first date, second date, third date, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a mind blowing thing.
That's
Also,
what.
you know, y'all women will test us. Y'all women will test us in many ways that we don't even
So
realize.
that's what I was trying to get to. The point I was trying to get to,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I hope everybody kind of see where I was going with that, with his answer. Some of us felt like, I'm gonna say some of us felt like there was a
Mm-hmm.
disconnect, and he's just saying,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta have the sex to even know anything. Some of us are thinking he's saying there does have to be a connection. Are y'all following what I'm saying? A part of that
Yeah.
was taken as he don't need no real connection. What he need to see is how she holding out, how that's working. If that's working sexually, if that connection sexually,
Yeah.
or,
I,
or
Well, no,
not.
I think from what I heard him say was that it's a part of the connection. He can't really be fully connected unless he know that that sex is gonna be good.
Right,
I,
right, right.
Right,
That's what
because
I heard him say too.
I,
we all require different kind of sexualities when it comes. Well, not sexualities in that way. But if we all require different kind of experiences when not like that.
You
I
good.
you know what I'm
You
working.
good. You
So
good.
so
Okay,
so
but what
oh,
what I
Diddy.
meant to say, we all require different kind of.
Hey,
How can I say this? My word I'm
Ed,
trying to
Ed,
use.
just use it like
Somebody
this.
help me out. The
If
word is
I got you, I don't know the word, but I'm gonna just say
I'm
this.
gonna put it like this.
If you in the S and M and she just
Some
in
of
the
us.
if you in the S and she
No,
just into some
right, right.
basic
There you go.
stuff,
There you
you
go,
ain't
Wait a
dog.
gonna
minute.
work
Wait a
out.
minute,
Bottom
Sylvester.
line.
Go ahead, Sylvester. Wait,
Right, there you
Ed,
go,
hold on one
dog.
second. I'm sorry. What'd you say, Sylvester?
I said if you are into S&M and she just into, basic stuff, you're not gonna work out. It's not gonna work. It's just that simple. He's saying
Exactly.
that the connection
Exactly.
sexually
Exactly.
has to be on both sides. You got to be interested in the same thing, or partly or closely interested in the same thing for the relationship to work out. And I agree with that.
I have to say, y'all, I get what he's saying. And I have to say I agree with it as well. I'm not saying necessarily that I feel like there has to be a test drive or I'm gonna be test driven. That's not at all.
Hey,
At all.
hold on, Donna.
But
Let me
but
say this. Y'all go get the
Can I
book of the
say
five.
something to you,
Go get the
Edward?
go.
hold
Hold on.
on.
Get the five love languages book. Read chapter 3. No, chapter 4. It was a married couple in there. The married couple, the man, years into the marriage, he always questioned himself why his wife don't want him to touch him that way, this way. Why the wife doesn't like sex this way. Why she's always turning him down. Okay. Later on, after he went and got counseling and spoke to that counselor and told him years later why she didn't want him to have oral sex, why she didn't want her to want him to touch her that way. Who wants to find out years later in a marriage like that?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would
So
like to say,
connection. It
And can I
sounds
say
like
something,
what
Edward?
it's saying, where it's going is we're talking about connection, y'all. And either way, I got you, Quinn. I see you. We're talking about connection. I see you, Tip. We're talking about connection. And either way it's going, from what I'm understanding, he's saying, and we're gonna bring this over a little bit. There has to be a connection, and he's looking for a connection in all of those areas, not just sexually. Correct me if
Mm-hmm.
I'm wrong. That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
hearing. Not just
Mm-hmm.
sexually, but that mental, that spiritual, that compatibility. Because truth be truth, y'all, we are all adults, and whether there's adults that are because there are adults of certain ages that have never had sexual partners. They made a decision that they're
Mm-hmm.
going to wait till marriage. And that's okay if that's their decision. But there are some who've had several partners. Now, I personally ain't never had a one night stand because I ain't feeling you like that. There's no way I'm feeling you like that enough that we going to have a one night stand. But I do have to say, if we 3, 4, 5, 6 months into this thing and we are connecting on those other levels, I can agree with that. I We connecting on those levels. And we're not just talking about just we hanging out or there's a question of who I am in your life and who you are in my life. All
Exactly.
of those connections have to be there. For me personally, all those connections have to be there. And I promise you, we're not even getting to 3 months if I'm not feeling that connection. If you ain't even connected with me here and here, you can
Hell,
forget
1
about
week.
here. Huh?
I say
Tip.
1 to 2 weeks.
Possibly. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say 2 weeks. I ain't never connected with nobody in 2
No,
weeks, and they
no,
got
I'm
it.
just saying. I'm saying we ain't gonna get there if within 2 to 3 weeks if your conversation and none of that. If I see that none of that stuff is percolating in my head, it's a wrap.
It's not happening. I
I
agree
don't
with
even want
that.
to talk to
It's
you.
not even happening. It's not. I'm not even thinking about that way. If you can't connect with me on a mental level, we talk about emotional maturity all the time. Emotional maturity. If we can't connect in that way, no. Tip, what you got, babe?
I was gonna say, early in the game, I'm not pulling out all my tricks anyway. Like, I don't, the type of things that some people want to get into when they're just
Mm,
3 months in, 4 months in.
mm,
I don't want to go to trapeze with that
mhm,
person yet.
Wanna do
Like, I
that.
want to be locked in when I go to different heights sexually with that
mhm.
person. Not on a maybe, like you saying, that connection has to be bona fide.
Exactly.
So it's not that we won't be having sex per se, but we're not pulling out all the bells and whistles until we locked in. We locked in. Because I don't want to share experiences like that with just anybody.
So I apologize. Let me say this real quick. There are people in the chat that want to join.
Mhm.
They want to come in on this conversation. And I have to say to y'all, I apologize. This only allows me 10 spots. I can only have 10 people at a time on this platform at one time. We are going another week. So we can definitely have a part 2 of this discussion. And if you like to join me on the couch, I listen, I'm more than happy. So y'all, connect with me. Let's communicate and I make sure because I'm already saying we're doing a part 2. We are going to do a part 2 to this discussion. No doubt. So Chris, I see you, Chris. I see you, Chris. Quinn, you had something, my dear. I'm gonna come to you, Kendrick. I see you.
I was just gonna say I'm not saying this is my own personal experience per se, but
Okay.
it could be anything. It could be a week. It could be 3 months. It could be 6 months where you both have that connection that would allow for you guys to have a sexual encounter. But the issue is like sometimes we try to lump people into how women are supposed to be and
Mm.
how women are going to handle sex because they're going to get attached or whatever the case may be. And then we try to lump men in like they don't care about sex. They just have sex with no feelings, all of them. But that's not necessarily the case. And I do think that a lot of us need to grow in our maturity sex wise. Like a lot of times I've seen a lot of judgment to be thrown on this type of woman or that kind of man or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We don't pay those people's bills. We're not responsible for their lives. So if that's how they live their life, then that's their business.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
That's
agree.
between
I
that's
want to say this
between
one
them
last
and their
thing.
guy.
I want to say this one last thing. So y'all remember the discussion we was having about princess
Wait, I'm
treatment and
sorry,
kings and
Ed. I'm
queens?
sorry, Ed. Ed,
Go ahead.
hold on,
Okay.
Ed. I gotta
Go
be
ahead.
fair. I gotta be fair. Kendrick,
Go
what you
ahead. Go
got,
ahead. Go
Kendrick?
ahead.
Well, um, I think the whole thing is women give sex to get love. Men usually give love to get sex. And the thing about it on the woman's side is they don't want to feel like they got used. Because for us, we can go out there and do our thing and it won't be that big of a deal. But they say they sit with this guy, they really feeling them in this, and then they give him some, and then all of a sudden the dude just ghosts them or he just start acting up. You know what I'm saying? They met his representative. That's why I think I brought that up. Like sometimes it take 90 days for somebody to come out unless you spend a lot of time with them. So they want to be real cautious because they feel real bad about it. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm sorry. So wouldn't that explain the delay that
of
women
course,
feel?
that's what I'm agreeing with it on
Got you.
what you guys are
That's
saying.
what Carmen was
But
saying.
yeah,
Got
but
you.
most
Yes.
guys, if we're engaged and we're talking to you, and then we're really feeling you, like I've had a woman like, we dated for a little while, and I tried her, and she was like, "Man, I really like you, but I want to wait a little while." And she was real about it. I was like, "Cool." And then I had, let's say, we had a conversation, and then there was another woman that came over to my house, and we had been dating, and she wanted to sleep in the bed. We had on, I had on my little pajamas or whatever. I was holding her, and your boy,
It's go time.
I ain't gonna
Most
lie,
definitely.
it was on her back a little bit, and she got so upset, gave me a lecture like, "You don't have no self-control." And I'm thinking to myself, "Woman, I like you.
Yeah,
you
that's
smelling good
foolish.
and everything like that." You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't understand that we want y'all. You know what I'm saying? Whether
Right.
it's just for for today or the long haul, we want to. But on the other side of it, you know what I'm saying? We hear some of our homeboys that are married and stuff like that say they're in a relationship where their wife only break them off once a month, and it's like a whole chore. So a lot of times we do want to see that there is sexual compatibility. Because when you guys, like what Tip was saying, where she was like, "Y'all hold back," man, when we go the first time, we don't get a second time. We got to pull out all the stops. I got to stand up for real. I'm standing up in and I'm pulling out everything.
I'm taking the
Am I
heavy
lying,
tax and
fellas?
You
everything.
taking out
I'm
all
taking,
the stops,
Hey,
yeah.
am
I'm
I
taking
lying,
the,
fellas?
yeah,
No,
damn no.
because y'all be like, "Man, he only gave me 9 minutes in this thing. Oh, he's lame or something." No, we gotta go 15 and make sure you feel it.
See,
Y'all don't
because
get
y'all are talking about us now.
Am I lying? I'm dead ass serious. So
Dead serious.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So but I'm
absolutely.
gonna be honest, y'all.
But to the ladies thing, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? A lot of us do hear you. You don't want to feel like you got played and this, that, and the other. But a lot of times just having a conversation and realizing that what is the word? Being disappointed is a possibility. But if you're out here dating, that's something you have to get your mind ready for. Okay, I want this man to wait, have a conversation. And if it does happen, it does. If it don't go your way, please get back on that horse and try again. Just be a little bit more discerning. But that's all I wanted to say about that.
Okay. Okay.
So, Donald.
Yes.
So you remember the show we had about the princess treatment and all that stuff,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
So
Y'all,
I'm
just
gonna revert.
FYI, Ed ain't new. Ed ain't new to the couch. Go ahead, Ed.
I'm gonna revert back to that, but I'm gonna put it from a king's perspective, right? And I know I
Okay.
said ain't no kings and queens, but it ain't. But I'm gonna go back up off of history and what we've learned. So
Okay.
everybody knows that every king and every kingdom has had a queen, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So with that queen, the king has had many concubines because of the way he didn't want to explore his illicit sexual sexual activities with his queen because he respected her. So
Okay.
when you see that queen, you see 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 different women, and that queen knew about all those women, but she was not treated sexually as the queen was. So if you're not, as a man, if I can't exhibit my sexuality, behavior, animalistic behaviors, and all that kind of crazy stuff in the bedroom with you, and you're numb to that or have not experienced that, that's some boring ass sex to me.
Okay.
How am I going?
Okay.
How am I going to build a connection to that? I want.
But there are some women that will be
You're
that way
right.
with
You're right.
you.
Wait, let her
What
finish.
he's
Let her
saying
finish.
Listen,
Wait a
what
is,
I'm
minute. Let her
saying
finish, because I
is,
know where she's going. Go ahead, Tip.
Go ahead.
what I'm saying is
Mhm.
that she may give herself to you, again, because I said I'm that type. I will have sex with someone I'm dating. But if he's not my man, we're not going to do all of those things. But I would love to be led by my man. By
Mhm.
Well,
my
how would you capture me then? How would you put me in shock and awe?
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
How would you put me? How would you put?
okay.
Why do you feel that you have?
Let me
Why do you think that you should have that much
hold up.
access to a
Hold up.
woman and you're not
That
her
doesn't
man?
Can I
have
speak, Donna?
that there is no
You're
commitment to.
just
What is
dating
that?
her.
This Sylvester.
Make it make sense, Ed. Come
Go
on
ahead,
now.
Sylvester.
Okay. All right. I'm
Thank you.
kind of clear what is it? Ed and Tip was saying. Basically, what Ed is saying is you don't mind having. Okay. Can I just speak in the terms I want to speak in?
Come on, please do. Come
Okay.
on.
Good.
Okay. What Tip is saying is she don't mind having sex, but she ain't gonna run the gamut. You know, she ain't finna go. She may not be doing anal, and she may not be doing all those things at that point. But it may get
Swing
to a
from the
point where
chandelier.
she does that. Yeah. So
From
I
the
think
chandeliers.
both of y'all, swinger.
It's
Yeah.
gotta be more than
But
dating.
but
I'll tell you that.
but what I'm saying is I think both of y'all are saying the same thing. Ed is like, yo, I want to get with it. I want to get with it now. But when you first dealing with somebody, nah, I agree with you on that one, Tip. You ain't gonna get everything. But if I know from what Ed is saying, if I know that, hey, you into what I'm into, then we're gonna get to that point. So either way, both of us getting fed.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Myra.
He sounds like he want
Oh,
immediate
I'm sorry.
gratification. I could be
Okay,
wrong.
Myra, then Kevin.
Okay, well, I'm going to comment on something that Ed said, but I didn't know if we were going too far down the rabbit hole or not. But he was asking Tip, like, if you're not going to do LMNOP, then how are you going to win me over? And see, that mindset is totally different from the mindset that I was speaking on, the mindset that Tip is speaking on,
Right.
because it sounds like I feel like you cannot win somebody over with sex. You know, I
Right.
feel like that'll make them want to be with you more. But I mean, you have to have like soul ties and, connected with your heart, your mind, your spirit, not just sex. I feel like sex is icing on the cake. I mean, because
Right.
what happens if a woman goes through menopause and then she starts having vaginal dryness and all these things, and then a man starts having erectile dysfunction? Then their relationship crumbles because they just built it up on sex.
Right.
So that's why I was saying what I was saying. I think he got too caught up in the analogy that I was making of a Rolls Royce, and you have to have strong intentions of making this purchase. You can't just be like, oh, I think you're sexy. I want to holler at you. No,
Mhm.
you're
Yeah.
not about to just run through me like that.
Right.
So I think that's where things kind of went left. But no, I mean,
Right.
he fell off. Are you okay? Yeah. So Ed fell off, but anyway, he's not on the screen.
I have a quick question for you ladies. So if you're dating a guy for a few months and then you decide, you know what, I'm going to bust it open for him tonight. I'm going to give him something. And then, you guys have the sex and then all of a sudden he starts falling off. What's the feeling there? Or what's like your reaction? Do you feel like, damn, I got played? Or how do you what I'm saying, bounce
Nah,
back?
they gonna go tell their girlfriends and they gonna move on.
Let them answer.
Go ahead, Quinn.
I'm curious
Go ahead, Quinn.
what they
Go ahead,
say.
Quinn.
Well,
Okay.
well, first of all, it depends on if it was great or not. That's the first thing. Then,
That's good. Yeah.
next thing is, just as he can fall off, I'll fall off. I can't get attached to sex if I'm not attached to the person. So you ain't gonna be able to please me like I need to be pleased if me and your mental connection are not there. So
Right.
So I'm not the person who worries about if I have sex on month 2 or I have sex on month 6 or if I had sex on week 7, because I'm very mature with my sexuality. And if I decide to have sex with you, that's what I decided to do. And it's not something you're going to hold over my head or I'm going to feel bad about, and if you decide you don't, more than likely that ain't going to be the case. But if you decide that you don't want to see me, then I'm grown.
But there has to be a bad feeling there. I would imagine maybe as you get older, you realize, hey, this the
As you
game.
become more sexually mature, you do
Yeah.
not have to
Thank
feel
you.
bad
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So Kendrick, yeah, the answer to your question, of course, you're gonna feel as a woman, you would feel bad, you would feel like you were played, you would feel like you were used. And this is where the connection, this is where the disconnect is. And Ed is my boy and I love him, but this is where the disconnection comes. If you understand that women are emotional, if you understand that we move in emotion more than men move in emotion, and you're not peeping that, and you're not coming in that direction saying, I know she's emotional. I know she's going to think more emotional than I am. So if I'm really feeling this woman, if I really want to get to the point where we're intimate on a sexual level, it sounded like he was rolling right over them emotions regardless.
Well,
And that's going to get you nowhere.
And if you're a confident man, you know that when you do get her, you'll take her to those
Thank
heights.
you.
That is all a part of it. What's
well,
up,
You
Remy?
take her there.
I think
Go ahead, Remy.
I think a lot of things can be cleared up. This falls back to communication and transparency. We all grown folks gonna do what we gonna do, but I think in the process of whether y'all just being sneaky links or however you want to put it, or you considering this person for a relationship, um, be communicate, be transparent. And hey, at some point in that communication, I ain't saying on day one, but I'm saying at some point in that communication, hey, have that conversation, your desires, your perspectives on sex, or and sometimes that leads to revealing certain kinks that you like. That makes things a lot more fluid. And when you know how a person operates, or and if you got that chemistry together, then things gonna go the way they need to go. And I agree with Tip. No, you're not gonna go pull out all the stock right off the gate. Um, the fellas, however, some of them they may want to go all hard in the paint. It is what it is. Some of them may just give you a sample to make you think. That's what it is. But at the end of the day, if you're being transparent, then you also understand that hey, this may go the way I want it to go. It could be a good thing, it could be a disappointment. Sex is good, breakfast, lunch, dinner, midnight snack, a Twinkie, and all that. But if that connection is there, it's not a priority. But you do want to make sure that y'all got some sort of compatibility. And if y'all talking, that's going to come out.
and
Yeah.
communication. Communication,
Communication.
yeah, Remy. Communicate.
Yeah.
we're all adults, right?
Absolutely.
We sure are. Let's get
Yes.
it.
And I would think most of the people on this panel are a lot older, you know. So I think at this point in life, we all know what we want. Okay. Okay. So we know, okay, if we're really into a person, what we're going to do from the gate or not. Okay. I think what we got to do is stop, weaponizing sex because we do that, and contrary to some brothers, I mean, we hide our emotions a lot better than women. Almost we were raised to, but we do get emotional. Ain't no man can say that, they sleeping with a woman ain't really caring about it. I mean, you can be on top of the woman behind it doing your thing, but you got some feelings or else you wouldn't be there. Okay. And in fact, if you saw that same woman that you said you didn't care about and she with another dude, you feel sort of strange. You be like, damn, she already someone. So we attach just as much as the woman. It's just that we've been raised to suppress our feelings. Well, a woman, she just naturally that comes out. But getting back to the main point, sex is very important. Because without sex, you don't find yourself, you're going to have a struggle of, okay? Because you're taking away the very thing that is connected to your relationship and your relationship naturally, okay? The intimacy, okay, all that is connected to your relationship. So if you withhold that, your relationship is going to struggle. And then you'll find yourself, no, I don't want to touch this person. I don't want this person, because you've already took one great part of that relationship and set it to the side. Now, getting back to like what Myra said, knowing her value and her worth, yeah. And that goes back to what Remy was saying as far as like, have that conversation. because during those conversations, you'll find out, okay, damn, are you really attracted to this person? Okay, being older, you just don't want to hit it and quit it. Now at this age, you just don't want to do it. You've been there, done it. Everybody in their life have ran their game, played their game when they was younger. Oh, I like him, I like her. Oh, I did this with, but you're empty. You want more than that now. So now we're at a point in life where, yeah, everything means something. So sex just isn't sex anymore. It's part of like, look, are we gonna be together or not? At least from my perspective, because who really gets down with saying, I just want to go and get with this woman and get with this man, and you're above 50 or your late 40s, you still sticking and moving like you in the streets? Nah.
Yeah,
So
fair.
I think
So let me ask you this
I
question.
think
Let me
even
ask you this
regardless.
question.
Hold on a second, Ed. Was that Ed?
Okay.
I think he's back.
Yeah, that's me. I'm back. My phone
Okay.
had died.
Okay. I think regardless of age, and I know we're talking of a certain age because we're all 40 up, like except Corey. I think Corey's
Told y'all I'm 25.
Oh, sorry, 25 in that range. My bad. What we have to realize, and we all have to admit and understand, this is not something to disagree on. There was a connection that was created in us as humans. There was men, there was women. Regardless of what our upbringing, our experiences, our traumas, whatever they speak, sex was created to connect us. It was created to connect us. So when I used to say this all the time, Corey, I ain't said it in a minute. When we don't use as women, when we don't use our powers for good, and men go to the mindset of I'm just gonna hit it and quit it, I'm gonna get as many as I want or whatever, we create a constant dynamic in our minds, and we're breaking it down from the natural beauty that it is. Sex is not a dirty word. It has become a dirty word in some arenas, but it's not. It's a beautiful, it's a wonderful, it's a loving thing, and everything that connects us, sex is definitely a part of that. I get what Ed was saying, and I believe we all get what he was saying as far as all the connections. We had to jump off. When I picked my nephew up yesterday, we had to help a young lady. Her car died, and they couldn't get it started. And I had a jump box in the back of my truck. They couldn't find a battery on the other car. And I had a jump box. I told my nephew, I said, take the jump box over there. Tell them to use this. And he knew how to connect it, but they didn't know how to connect it. But without the right connections, I came over there. I said, nephew, you got it? He was like, yeah, auntie, I got it. He connected. Boom, a few minutes later, her car started up. That lack of connection in the proper way is not going to do anything. We can be connected. Oh, he could be fine. She could be fine, whatever. And we can move to the point of that physical and having sex with people. But everybody walks away with a piece of them chipped off. And that is what we're trying to avoid, because sex is so important. It's so good. It's a wonderful thing. What you got, Ed? Hello?
Be something for everybody. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got you now.
So with that being said, now that we're speaking on connections, this is not speaking to no one about no one. I've been knowing a young lady for years, and somehow the connection just keeps missing each other some kind of way. And I don't know if that's because of I don't know exactly what she wants. And mind you, we done been in each other's presence a lot of times. Or she don't know what I want, or it's just we hadn't broke that rim to sit down and have that talk yet. So if that connection, and I'm not talking sexuality, I'm just talking from the intimacy side of things.
Right.
So how do you break that barrier to communicate those kind of things? I know we all know conversation, but is it okay? This person may be scared to jump into that, or this person just me standoffish because hey, I don't want to, because I always get asked which one of them your ladies or who your lady is over here. And I'm like, nobody. You know, I just know a lot of people. When I have a function, per se. Okay, go ahead.
Because I would think quality time. Well, go ahead.
Go ahead. Kendrick, then Myra got you, babe.
I would say, Edward, it's going to be quality time and developing trust between you and that other person. Because, man, think about it, with sex, the normal person in a relationship, it ain't going to be more than 2 hours total in a week. 15-minute sessions. I don't know. Some of y'all might be going an hour each time, whatever. So that's
eyes that went up.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I can, but it ain't gonna be every day.
Go ahead, Kendrick. Go ahead.
But the whole thing is, at this point, man, like Kevin said, we're getting older and it gets tiring, man. Just wanting to settle down with somebody cool that I can get along with. We can go to a game and have some real conversation. I can rub her feet, talk to her, talk about her day. And
yeah, because it comes on natural. Once you have that type of connection, everything is just natural and free flowing. Yeah. So you feel secure in having that because you have established that relationship.
Yeah,
you have worked out those kinks and okay, the innermost things. She knows the innermost things about you. So I mean, you just got to be adult about the situation and be like, look. This is what I like, and you had that hard conversation because some people they grew up, in that Bible belt where talking about sex is very taboo. But have that conversation. If you really into that person,
well, sometimes you just got to kind of dip your feet in a little bit and get them wet, and then just kind of move forward with it. You say y'all got a connection and y'all spend a lot of time together. So obviously,
the
biggest thing for me,
that was a double entendre.
I hate that we giving all these great answers, but he got disconnected.
Every time.
Myra, what you got, Myra?
Go ahead, Myra. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, basically, y'all are saying the same thing I started out saying is that, you have to start with building connection and all this and that, and know that the person is serious about trying to be with you. And then the woman has to feel safe as well. It's not that the woman could be a freak, but she may want to make sure that she's feeling safe and she's secure and who this person is that she's about to open herself up to. And then there's another thing that I feel is super, super important. Nobody's talking about the fact that we have about 300,000 active HIV cases in Metro Atlanta alone.
Come on.
So my thing is, of course, we pay space tax, but I mean, condoms come off, condoms break. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. So my thing is that I want to know you well enough. I need to know your history, your habits, your lifestyle. Okay, let's take a peek at each other's medical records. That's where I want to go with it. So if you just somebody that's trying to bam, no, you're not the person for me, and I'm not the person for you. So he was saying, well, those men aren't out there. There are people who are like that. There are men who value their health. There are men who value their spiritual connections and all those things.
Those are conversations you got to have. I think on our side as men, where we have an issue, or some of us may have an issue, is when a woman, we're meeting a woman and she was like, well, if you're gonna get this, you got to do A, B, C, or D, and it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, organically. We understand that you want to hold on to it, but when you make it seem like I got to jump through hoops to
get a demand,
you know what I'm saying? That's where we're not feeling it, because I don't want to feel like I'm jumping through hoops. I want to feel like you like me. I want to feel like, what I'm saying, we spending this good time together, and it's not a prerequisite. I got to take you to the Juicy Crab 3 times in a week to show that I'm worthy for some of that box. The thing is, we do understand that y'all want to feel valued and stuff, but when you make it seem like it's up on a string, and we got to jump high,
it's a demand.
That's where it goes bad.
Sex becomes transactional.
I'm just telling you that, and it ain't every guy, because some guys were like, I'm up for the challenge, but some of us like, man, if I got to do all this work, I don't want to do it. Let's just let it happen organically. But stand your ground. If you're not comfortable,
I think that's game playing. That would to me fall into game playing. I understand value, and I understand understanding your value, knowing your value, and standing on that regardless.
Absolutely.
But when is that? And Kevin just said it. That sounds transactional. And ladies, it does. It sounds transactional. It's like you got to do this and this and that before you get that. So who's actually leading with sex? Is it the man
Is that a younger girl
or
thing?
is it the
A
woman?
younger woman thing?
Oh yeah,
there,
it's some older chicks that say it too. But I think just in general,
Oh, God.
yeah,
Make no
in
mistake, men
general,
do the same thing. You know, men do the same thing.
that's what I just said.
They throw out those carrots to those women, saying, "Hey, look, you give me this, you
Go-
know,
I
I'll
take
give
you
you
on a
that."
trip.
And so it
Huh.
goes back to something that
Get you
a
flued out.
conversation we had a long time ago
Yeah.
on the group. You know, where you teach people how to treat you. Okay,
You teach
so
people how to treat
you can
you.
treat a woman.
Yeah.
Well, teach a woman how to treat you. I mean, if you lead in, say, "Hey, I'm gonna give you this," and you give me that. Some women, not all, be like, "Okay, I'll give that up if you're gonna give me all this." So right there, you establish the type of connection that you
Right,
don't want because
right.
you led with your money, saying, "Okay, I'll take care of you. I got you in. I'm gonna do this for you. All you
Yeah.
gotta do is do this for me."
Yeah.
She's like, "Okay, this is a come up." And on the flip side, men do the same thing. Like, oh, so as you said, Donna, is playing that game. Okay.
Yeah.
Me going back to my
Yeah.
point is we don't need to play games. You know,
That's a
I'm
game,
very
right.
intentional where I'm at. Look, if I ain't interested in you, I don't want none of it. I don't care how fine you is. I don't care how many degrees you got, none of it. If I am not into you, I don't want it. I've been played. I tried to be a player and I got slayed. Trust me. I don't want to be on that part no more. Okay? And being single, we keeping it real. Look,
Yeah.
women, they got their roles. Men, we got tired hands. Okay. You go whatever you want to go with that. But that's the reality. Yeah, that rose is something else.
Oh, the rose.
Yeah, I know y'all didn't get it at
I thought
first.
he
I
said
thought he said
rose.
roll.
I was like,
I thought like get a rose.
R-O-S-E, roll, not R-O-L-E-S.
All them
R-O-S-E.
listen,
Donna,
anytime
all
Kevin
that
talks,
bouquet,
that rose gonna enter the chat.
those are
The
the
rose,
enemies.
yeah. Anytime
Hey.
Kevin talk to y'all, he gonna find a way to put the rose in there.
Well,
That
Kevin,
rose
I'm
came
sorry.
from
Kevin,
Becky.
side note, Kevin be hating on the rose.
no, it's right there, Donna.
Kevin
Right
be
behind
hating
you.
on the rose.
Yeah,
You got a whole
yeah.
game
Man.
behind you.
Played that damn
Look,
rose.
nobody want no cramped hands, none of that. Nobody want that.
Well,
Okay,
what?
come on, let's keep it real. Being single, being a single man, look, we handle our business. Okay, women handle theirs. Man, we grown, right? We gonna talk
Listen.
You
Ain't
get over, you don't want
nothing
to keep
wrong
on that.
with
You go
that.
blind.
Hold on, Kevin. There's nothing
Exactly.
wrong with implementation. Ain't nothing wrong with two things at one time.
Okay,
Sure
in
ain't.
conjunction, but your sole provider, nah. Give me the
And
woman.
so,
Yeah,
So,
that's
so homeboy,
Look,
getting
this hand
getting to
right
your
here,
point,
mine. No.
what you may have said just then, what you may have said, you speaking for you, because in my 52 years, and I swear this on everything I love,
Oh,
I've
man.
never done that.
Now
Never.
what?
Okay, look.
wait, you
Never.
never done what? What you
Look,
come in at?
I'm
You
gonna
never
keep it
done what?
funky with you. Look,
So,
He
so
ain't
what
never
you
raised his hand.
so what you was
military
ain't
twice,
never-
picking on?
Look,
I
been in
can't
the
understand
military
that.
twice, and let
What,
me
jerking
tell
off?
Oh my God.
Are you talking about
Yeah,
jerking off?
look,
never.
look, tell
What
you,
are we
look,
talking about? I'm lost.
look, I'm not
Okay,
walking
and I'm
around
gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna
Hold
tell,
on,
I'm gonna tell you,
hold on. Everybody can't
I'm
hear.
gonna tell you,
Everybody
I'm gonna
can't talk
tell
at
you,
one
I'm gonna
time.
tell you why. Because my daddy, who was a street nigga and had plenty of women, always told me don't do that. God damn it.
Well,
So
look,
hey, but look, we can't listen.
Oh my God.
Remember, everybody's is theirs. Because some people are taught that way. I know some women who were taught if you touch yourself, if you masturbate, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong. Quinn, dang girl, you just pop back in like
Right. Just boom.
that. So on that side of it, he just said his daddy told him and taught him that, and it's for whatever reason that was. So if the man ain't never beat his meat, he ain't never beat his meat. If he say he ain't
hey,
never
no
done
one's
it.
knocking it. I'm just saying the reality in which we live in. Okay, women, they do things by themselves for themselves when they ain't got no man. Okay, and men, whether they want to admit it or not, they do too.
But
Okay.
some don't. Some don't.
And that's just real. But I'm trying to say, look,
It's-
you get older, you get tired of that. So no, you want to have a woman, okay, at least in my part, you want to have a woman because no, I don't want to do that. I want to be able to share that. Cause shit, you can't talk to your hand. You can't talk to that rose and go give you any feedback. You ain't gonna give you no feedback. You got to change the batteries in one, and you got to go with a therapist for the other.
Okay. Myra, you said there was some stats that she had. What was that?
Yeah.
What was that?
I'm sorry, bro.
Hold on, Kevin. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Kevin, hold on, Kevin. Go ahead, Myra.
No, because Edward is gone again.
In Metro Atlanta, that there's about 300,000 active HIV cases.
Mm-hmm.
And it's broken down by county. And I think Fulton County has 19,500 just by itself.
Myra, do you switch results? Because I can go to the doctor just as easy if I know a woman is interested or we get to that point. I just go to the doctor so I can show her. I go twice a year with all my little numbers.
And that's and that's a part of the point that she was saying, why connection, communication, and compatibility are so important. Because if I can't ask that brother, what's your results? Let me see them. When the last time you've been tested? This is the last time I've been tested. That's all a part of that. And sad to say, and not even just in this day and time, y'all, because remember how old we were when AIDS first hit the scene?
Yep.
Like we were young, and we all thought and was taught that it was the gays and the monkeys. You're doing it with monkeys. Remember all that foolishness we learned? So it's not even just this day and time. There has always been something, STDs, issues that were prevalent, but now statistics and all of those things, everything is up here now. It's big. You can talk about it. It's open now. Back in the day, you can talk about those things. So it's really, really important. If I can't feel comfortable enough with you to say, when's the last time you've been tested? What does that look like? I have no business laying down with you. None.
No business
At all.
No business
at all. Which is why we have to have those conversations. We have to have those connections, and it requires that compatibility.
And some people have multiple sex partners too. I mean, that's something I'm not comfortable with. I don't want to share that part of a person, and that's my personal preference. And I'm good. I'm Gucci being solo. I really am. I'd rather be over here happy, solo, and healthy than over here with somebody just to say I'm with somebody and have all kinds of issues going on. No, thank you.
Right. And it may seem like y'all we got a little off topic, but I promise y'all we didn't. How important is sex to you as a single person? How important it is. And everything we're saying, everything everybody said comes into how important it actually is. But the big part of that is we all raised our hand and said it was important. We all gave different views of what that should look like. And honestly, somebody had a thought and they said, wow, I didn't really realize it. I didn't see it like that. Myra, when you pulled out them stats, I guarantee you everybody took a pause. I guarantee you. Did we not do a little in our head? Because we didn't even hit that yet. We did. We did that little I know I did. So it's beyond just talking about, do I like you? Are we compatible? Can you ride on this? Is the chandelier high enough for you? It's way more than that. It's way more than that. Because I truly believe every single person over here, including Ed, whenever he popped back in, I truly believe every last one of us want to be free sexually. Do we not? That's right. I don't want no holds barred. I want that man to say, girl, go over here, do this, climb on that. And I'm like, sir, where you want me? Like, which way you want, where we going? Like, all day, every day. That's just me. But we have to have that, and however that looks, whether it's 2 weeks, whether it's 2 years, whether it's whatever those two people come together with and they discuss and That's what it requires. That's what it is. So whether you abstaining or whether you are what's the other word? Sorry, y'all help me out.
Celibate. There's no
Celibate.
Celibate.
time
Thank
None
you.
of us celibate, are we?
Thank you. Whichever, huh?
None of us are
Not
celibate.
according to the
But
definition that Sylvester
Trey, that's not the
provided.
true
No.
definition of celibacy. It can be for a short period or a lifetime. There's no set
No,
time frames. I just Googled it since you said it, so I'm gonna
that's
believe Google
Myra,
over
that's
here.
Go
the
ahead. Hold on.
ab-
Go ahead,
so
Sylvester. What
ab-
now?
no. I was going to say abstaining is you're not having sex at this point. You know, that's your choice. You may have it at some other point in your lifetime. Celibacy, when you go into a moment or a movement of celibacy, your choice is to not to have sex ever again.
No, it's
So,
not. No, it's not. I just Googled it.
okay,
That's your
so
understanding.
here's
Well, send me
I,
the link. Send me the
so
link.
here's
Or pull
the
it up
I'll
real
send it
quick.
to you.
Pull it
Yeah.
up.
I've been,
Okay.
listen, I had to study this thing too. I've been abstaining now for 18 months. So
Oh, I'm
I
going to
really,
here
I
since
used
I've
to,
been here. So we can
no, no,
So
check
let's
no,
in.
do,
no,
but
what,
let's say
listen,
this. No,
listen to what
let's
I'm
say this.
saying.
I'm sorry. Sylvester and
Oh,
Myra, let's say this. Let's say this. Sylvester, you have some information that is good,
I,
very informative, and it can be helpful. Even when we end this live, please go to the Real Life Relationship Renewed page and post the link. Myra, you have some good
absolutely.
information that's very helpful and useful. So based on the definition of both of you, what information you both have, we're going to sync it all together, and whoever's gonna use what part of it that they can, because at the core of it, y'all are both saying kind of the same thing. It's based on a style of sex, right?
It's similar. They're very similar.
Yeah,
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 Definition.
yeah. So I love it. Y'all, this way. Woo, I love it when it get like this. Corey, you hear this girl? I
well,
love it.
listen, I'm
Yeah.
I know the answer, but I was gonna copy and put it in there.
So, okay, well, copy and put it in. So yeah, if y'all could do that favor for me, Sylvester. I know you rolling, so you really can't do it. But when you get a chance, could you please put that post that in the
absolutely,
yes, and Myra, same thing for me,
absolutely.
please, because yeah,
Okay.
So, you know, when I
we
looked
can
it up,
still come back. We can still come back. People watch these videos later. Some people are missing it. So they come back and y'all won't believe the comments that I have to go back and like and love and try to remember. Cause some people are type, they're watching the video a day or two later and they'll be like, oh, that was a good point. And I'll be on there like, yeah, wasn't it? And I'm like, I don't know which part they're talking about, but it was a good show.
but y'all know how the monks or the nuns, they commit to celibacy because they're not going to have sex. They're not going to have sex at all, and they're not going to get married. So that's usually what celibacy is versus abstinence. Like Sylvester said, is abstaining for a term, a certain amount of time.
Doesn't mean you have to be in a relationship before you have sex, or if you feel like you're going towards a relationship if you have sex.
It has nothing to do with the relationship.
Nah, it
The
doesn't.
celibacy part has to do, you're saying you're not getting married, nor are you having sex.
But there's no specific duration of time required to be celibate. I'm reading it I put it in chat, but it's not sending. So they're very similar.
I say it's whatever that meaning is for you. That's what it means for you.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah.
There's neither wrong or right.
Whichever one works for you. If you're pausing for the cause because you're not in a relationship and you don't want to give yourself to this anybody, if that's your mindset and why you're doing it, then you pausing for the cause. There's no sex. That's where the importance of sex is for you. That's literally an important level of sex. It really is. But if but then if you're waiting and you saying I'm not doing this ever again, I'm done. I don't need it or whatever. Hey, that's for you too. That's for you.
Myra, are you waiting for marriage? If I can ask.
Who's that talking? Oh.
Are you waiting for marriage?
This might be
no, but actually, I do it for different reasons, for spiritual reasons as well.
Okay.
So it says what Myra posted. No problem. There is no specific duration of time required to be considered celibate. Celibacy is a personal choice to abstain from sexual activity, and the length of time a person chooses to be celibate can vary significantly. Some people may choose to be celibate for a short period of time, while others may make a lifelong commitment. It is important to note that celibacy is different from abstinence, which refers to temporary. So let me say this, and I don't know if y'all gonna believe me or not. But if you look in here, when it gets down to abstinence, it says which refers to a temporary period of time. Celibacy is actually considered to be a spiritual gift because not everybody has that. Celibacy typically is when you say, oh, look, it's me and Jesus alone, and I'm good for the rest of my life. I don't need nobody else. Abstinence is when you are, I'm not going to have sex for this period of time until I meet this person, until I get married. But celibacy is usually a very long-term to life type of thing. That's between you and God. And he says, listen, here's a gift. And you say, thank you. I don't want no man. He's cute, but I don't want him. So that's when people are saying, baby, you're abstinent, not celibate.
Okay.
Yeah, but Google's definition is wrong. When I looked up Google, it gave the difference, and one was long-term, significant, and other was short. It wasn't this definition though.
Okay. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yep. And again, whichever definition you take, whatever works for you, whatever your goal is, for yourself and your reasoning, not your goal, but whatever your reason is to do that for yourself, you can take on whichever definition fits. Whichever definition fits. And I appreciate that.
Oh, I would say that we do want to take on the right definition because we do speak things over ourselves. So if the correct thing is, and I know Myra says she wants to marry and that type of thing, and celibacy means that you're not getting married, then that means she wouldn't want to speak that over herself. And again, if it was not a big difference, then the nuns and the priests or whatever wouldn't use celibacy. They could just use abstain. We're just going to abstain, even though we know they was doing some other things, with the kids.
Okay, but the first, and I hear what you say, Quinn, but the first line of the definition says there's no specific duration of time required to be considered celibate. So my thing is that, okay, celibate, abstinent, either way, right now, I'm choosing not to, to participate into those activities. So, partake in those activities. So if I don't end up in a relationship, I won't. I'm just not going to be out here saying, oh, I just really need to get with somebody. So this definition couldn't fit me. I'm not speaking over my life. I'm just saying currently that's where I stand.
But
But
now I'm gonna give y'all something else in reference to abstaining and celibacy too. And this is something that even I fall short sometimes. When you're doing either, there's no rose, there's no hand, there's no vibrators, there's nothing. You're not supposed to do anything. If you're taking that role, you're not supposed to do anything. See, when I chose this route, I had to really, really sit back and study this thing, because in the beginning, I was saying I'm celibate. But then I had to read, I had to talk to some people, I had to learn. And I said, okay, you know what? I know at some point I'm going to want to have sex again. So I said, I'm going to abstain. So at that point, they asked me, they said, well, hey, are you doing this? Are you doing that? Basically using your hands and everything. So I said, yeah. They said, well, hey, you going all about it wrong. Good, right? I had to read even further into this thing. So now I realized I'm truly abstaining. So with that being said, if you truly doing it, you can't do nothing.
You must work out.
You're not supposed to anyway.
You must work out when you get the merges, because I'm sorry, man. I went a year and stuff.
Listen,
I had to do, man.
And I'll be honest with you. In the beginning, like I said, it was hard for me. I had to, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be rough. And it was. It was. I'm not gonna say in the beginning. I listen. Yeah, I use my hands. I ain't gonna lie. But as I, got a little further into it, I was like, okay, it became more mental than anything. Now I love sex.
Yeah. So let me ask you: is this not about sex then? Because I'm like, is it not
Well,
about
let me.
sex?
I'll just say this: it 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 is and it isn't. I love sex. I mean sex, but I also had to learn myself too. And with that being said, and learning myself, I know when I do have sex again, it's gonna be 10 times better than what I was doing before. And
Hmm.
I ain't gonna sit. I ain't
Hmm.
trying to toot my own horn, but I love sex and I'm great at it. But I know now that what I was doing before, now it's gonna be 10 times better.
Because let's be real. Let's be honest in understanding what that means. That's a mental. That's not a
Mm-hmm.
physical. That's a
Absolutely,
mental
absolutely.
mindset. Yes. So I
Mhm.
get it. I get it. It reframing and understanding different things about yourself. It's you know how Eddie Murphy said back in the day in his stand up when you hadn't had nothing to eat and then they bring you a cracker. And you're like, this is a good cracker. Y'all don't remember this? Don't make me act like I'm just the only one old like this.
It sounds familiar.
Y'all don't remember Eddie Murphy stand up back in the day?
I know
And he was
nothing.
like, this a
I know
Ritz.
nothing.
On Raw, that was
Oh
Raw with
man,
the
y'all remember
leather
y'all?
suit on. That was Raw.
I was about to say, was it red or
Raw,
blue?
thank
He had a
you.
red leather
Yeah, that
suit,
was the
I
show.
think.
That was Raw. That's what he did Raw.
Yes, when he was talking about the cracker and then they gave him the Ritz and he's like, this is the best cracker I ever had. And- okay, never mind. Go ahead, Myra.
I was gonna just
Now I'm gonna
Corey,
have to find the clip. Go ahead,
I
Myra.
think I said something to Corey that further explained what I was saying. Did you get
Okay.
it, Corey? Or I
Which
can
one
just
is it? Because I can see. You
Wait a
can
minute.
put it
On
up.
the short can be voluntary.
Is it
yeah,
here? Is it
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
this one?
Mm-hmm.
yes,
It says can be voluntary. While often a choice, the term involuntary celibacy, incel, describes someone who wants to be in a sexual relationship but cannot find a partner. So let me
Ding,
say
ding, ding,
this.
ding, ding. That's what I was saying. That's part of the definition of celibacy.
So
So
here's the deal.
if I never get in a relationship, I won't
Involuntary,
have sex again.
involuntary celibacy. So in other words, you can't find nobody.
Thank you. And that's what I was saying. So I know what I'm talking about, y'all. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this.
Honey, I understand what you're saying.
No,
But if you're
no.
looking at
Look,
if
nobody
you're
didn't
looking
say
at
you didn't know what you was
it's
talking
totally
about. I'm
different.
just saying, let's put
This is
up
for
all
life.
the
They kept saying this for
information.
life. They kept saying this for
This.
life.
Let's
If you
put up
say
all
it's
the
celibate, it's
information.
not. It's multiple
Okay.
definitions. There's a lot of different layers
There's
of it.
more than one definition.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I'm
So yeah, so
okay.
we're understanding that. That's why I was saying, Sylvester, please share, and Myra,
Kendrick.
please share. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to learn and we're here to get it and understand. Because
Oh,
y'all
this is
just schooled
awesome. Well, I
me.
love this. I'm gonna give it some popcorn next time.
Yeah, y'all just schooled me. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't trying to abstain and be celibate for nothing because I want to be ready when that
Don't
be.
ask so, honey.
I would look. We said it's a mind thing, right? My mind gonna stay.
Right.
So, ladies, if you're in a committed relationship and your dude, he no longer
Oh,
functions
damn.
well,
Mhm.
Well, hold on.
He has
you
issues with
know,
ED. Okay, let's say it. Let's be.
see now because I know now that I don't want to deal with someone who's diabetic.
Well, when you get
Yeah.
weak at the hips, get strong at the lips. No.
Okay.
No,
Okay. No, Kendrick.
I get
Kendrick,
you.
come on, Kendrick. Let me type that. Say it again, Kendrick.
When you get
No.
weak in the hips, get strong at the lips.
Hold up. Why Sylvester just lick his lips?
Listen, I'm standing. Hey, baby, listen. My hips are
No, I'm not
strong.
saying like
I
that.
done
It's
done
just
about
like you
10
were
miles
saying.
today.
Your
So.
mind went back.
Listen, good point. I'm glad Tip said that.
Tip
You
got
know
real quiet
why?
with that one. Tip was like,
I'm glad you said that. You know why, Tip? You know why I'm glad she said that?
Why?
Because that's another reason why the connection
reason.
has to be strong.
Yep.
That's another when those issues start coming up and that
Yep.
woman start going through menopause, and like Myra said, that stuff dried in the Sahara Desert. Baby, I'm sorry for you. I apologize. Whoever's dealing with that, I'm gonna pray for you. That's okay. But it's
Thank you.
ways to fix it. It's it
Yeah.
happens. It happens.
Um,
Yeah.
And the other way around. But that is why it's so important. It's so important to have that connection, to be committed,
Absolutely.
because you're not embarrassed to
Absolutely.
tell your lady, I'm having some issues. And y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I was dating a guy. We were dating for 8 months. And this brother from the gate, we didn't have sex initially right off the bat. And about 3 months in is when I learned that he had ED. That's when I learned. And I was crazy about this brother. My emotions, my heart, you know the difference in how I treated him based on if it was new and I didn't know. Because if it was new, I'm being like, sir, I'm good. Because I'm not dealing with that.
He
But
couldn't take.
what we did do, because we were connected, there was that connection. I was crazy about that man. And he was crazy about me. And the fact that that happened, we started reading some stuff together to help. We started going to the gas station. Did you try that? You see all they got right there? We'll try that tonight. I'm telling you, it was a difference.
That blue
It was
chew.
a difference in the mindset.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
a difference in the mindset because of connection, and he didn't have to feel embarrassed in telling me. So I'm gonna tell y'all real quick. It was so funny to me. At first, I told him, when the relationship ended, I said, I don't know if you was really trying to be a gentleman and a holdout, or if you just couldn't get it up. Now I'm not sure which one, because we waited for a while. So did you not actually tell? Did you? Like, no. We need to have a deeper connection. I need to know. This brother told me I was like a package. I was like a package at Christmas time. You know how Christmas coming up and you waiting and you excited because you don't know what's in the box. I want to unwrap you slowly. I thought about that thing later. I said that ninja couldn't get it up.
That's what it was.
Oh,
He tried to. He had me. I was like, I called my sister. I said, this brother is like, but no, he treated me really well. He was a really sweet guy. We just
Yeah.
didn't.
Wait. I
My
Well, I'm
frustration
sorry, Tip.
is,
Hold on, baby. What you said?
I-
Hold on, Tip.
go
What you
ahead.
say, Sylvester?
I gotta stop you right there because remember what we were talking about earlier. I think it was Kendrick who said it, I believe, that asked if we don't perform, what do y'all do? And you just said the man didn't perform. You say you had to call your sister and talk about it.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Yeah, no.
But
You better
look,
take 200
what
cats
we
in the
do
booth.
and do. But that's not what I said.
So that answers the question, Kendrick.
No.
That answers the question.
That's why I work out 4 times a week. It ain't gonna be over here.
I didn't talk about it until
Absolutely.
after the relationship ended, and I started putting things together. That's when I said something to my sister. I didn't say it at the beginning. No. I had too much respect for him. Sister or not, I didn't do that. I wouldn't have done that. It was after we broke up, and I'm sitting there talking to her. I'd be like, hold on. That
Now
made
you
me
put it
think
together.
I put it together. He just couldn't get it out. But he talking about I'm a gift to be unwrapped slowly.
All cap. Tip, what happened to you, Tip?
But if every man with that problem would take Kendrick's approach, like Kendrick said, well, there's other things, there's other options,
my
there's other ways
God.
to please your woman other than penetration.
It requires.
But their egos, some of their egos, they want to try so limply that they keep just trying, and that's frustrating.
Now I'm mad.
Like, don't try to follow that in there.
Now I'm really calling my sister.
Yeah. You gotta really love you if that thing is a gummy worm. And you
Oh my God.
I tried to be patient with this limp noodle, and he got the nerve to be. I tried to be patient, and he gonna be. Man, let me call my sister.
Sylvester, what did you say?
We need them to be ready for at least another 10 years, though. You can't just come out.
Oh my God.
Month. You've been dating them for 3 months, 5 months, and then
they already there.
That ain't gonna work for me. I don't know. I don't care about your alternatives.
You need a
Hey,
young
Well,
buck.
that's so important to
man, we
talk
feel
about
the
your
same way
health.
too. Because
We need a
women,
young
they
man.
might
Well,
not.
I mean, I know
Wait a minute,
Ed ain't
wait a
here
minute,
now.
wait a minute, Sylvester. Wait a minute, Sylvester. Go ahead, Kevin.
I mean, men feel the same way about women because some women, they just like super basic. They just lay on their back and just stare at you and like it's a dead body. And I'm like, come on, do something. I mean, come
That's
on.
why
I
you
mean,
have to be
it's
able
we at
to
that point. We at
communicate.
that
Not
point.
somebody you
We at
compare.
that point. You
We
want
don't
to
want to.
enjoy yourself with
We don't
that
want to
woman.
learn together. We don't want to
Huh?
learn together.
Oh, definitely,
There's always
definitely.
gonna be
But
some
just sitting there
learning,
just
Corey
staring
talking
off,
about
looking
what
at
you
you
got,
like, okay,
Corey.
like what's next? No, be creative. Because I mean, women expect a man, okay, like I mentioned that limp noodle, yeah, that gets frustrating. We get frustrated when a woman is just sitting there like, oh, okay, you ready? I'm like, ready? What do you mean ready? I mean, this is all you gotta do. Like, come on, no.
That's right. What
Kevin,
you got, Corey?
Kevin, you tell her, can't you touch it at least?
Oh, I'm
Nah,
sorry, Sylvester. Sylvester.
no, I was gonna say I know
Happy
I
birthday,
know
blow out the
brother Ed.
candle, do something.
Now I was gonna
Go
say I
ahead,
know brother
Sylvester.
Ed ain't here. I know brother Ed ain't here right now, but actually what we talking about now is what he was talking about earlier. I mean, he
It
made a point in
is.
saying,
But the difference
It
is,
before
is.
Sylvester, I
you
think
really
what
get
Ed was
into
talking
something
about.
with him.
Yeah, but I think Ed, Sylvester, what Ed was talking about is like right
Just a
from
little
the
bit.
get go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before you can really get to know the person.
Yeah.
Something like
Just
that.
a little bit. Just
So
a little bit,
I
Sylvester.
mean,
Not too much. Not too much, Sylvester. I was about to agree with you for a minute, but nah.
Ed was
Nah,
talking
Ed
about
was
right
on
from the
point.
get
Yeah.
go, from the gate, and that just ain't happening these days. I mean, people and like Myra brought up, with the STDs and all that. Everybody, at least I would think, is playing it safe to some degree.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I mean, so people
Oh,
ain't doing all that. Once you get comfortable with
I see you,
someone,
Corey.
okay, and you like, look, you my lady, you my man, whatever. Yeah, at least from a man's perspective, like, we want that woman. Yeah, how did I say? I want a lady in public and a freak in the bed. Okay,
lady in the
it's
street.
that time. Okay, the doors
Lady
closed,
in
the
the
lights
streets
out.
and a freak in the
Okay, blow
sheet.
my mind.
Yep.
Let me go to work with weak legs. I want that.
You got it. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Corey.
Okay, so this is why the connection is important. Sex is important, but
yeah.
the connection is more so important. And here's why. Plenty of people have had more than one partner. Of course, people haven't, but putting them aside, a lot of people have had more than one partner. Sometimes your partner can not necessarily keep it up because they may be addicted to porn. So what you're doing doesn't compare to what they've seen and what they fantasize about, or what you are or how you feel is different than that last partner. If you have a connection, there's a chance to become intimate with that person I'm just talking about without sex involved. Your hearts can get connected. You can get on the same page so that when you do have sex, it's a mind-blowing experience. And they're not comparing you to that last one. A lot of people say, oh, I like this, I like that. You can like those things and you can like it done this way, but that's still based on what you've already had. When you get somebody new, you have to learn them inside and out. And that intimacy leads to the best sex that you have ever had. Now, whether or not, I don't think that can happen in the same night. Thank you, Avery Mack. But it might work for somebody. But I just think it takes some time to get there.
Yep.
All right, Dr.
And I think
Corey,
that's that real connection.
we got you.
Also, there's these mechanisms. I like science a little bit. There's these mechanisms that men can buy. For those of you who are out there in online land, you can buy mechanisms where you pump it up and
Oh, no.
Also, take your
Nah.
urge.
Hold on. Kevin said,
No, it's like
for real. Kevin said no. Kevin said no.
Yeah.
But Kevin, you care about this woman. You in it with this woman. Y'all connected, emotion, all of that. You telling me if there's an issue, You're not gonna do whatever you can to
Oh no,
make sure.
I'm not thinking in terms of issue. You know, my whole thing is like placing something on my stuff and then pumping it. Okay. That's a no.
Hey, let
That's
her
a no.
pump it.
Nah.
Let her do it. Do you understand?
Oh my
You know how many levels?
Okay, and maybe
How
this is
many
a,
levels
on a
into
serious,
this
on a
thing?
serious note. Maybe this is an insecurity of just me. In my back of my mind, is like that moment right there is like, hey, look,
Kevin,
you know what?
you looking up?
Hey, look. But that's some trauma right there. You tell me to pump something up. Okay.
Pump it up.
He said trauma.
You know, and like Kendrick was saying, you go back to Kendrick, it's like, okay, y'all fall out. God forbid y'all are falling out. Okay, because I can hear it, just like you described about the limp noodle dude. But girl, you know,
How do y'all?
You go like that?
How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel when we be like, because I know women they're getting older now, and you're like, hey, can we use lube? How do you approach that?
Why wouldn't you use lube?
I was just gonna.
Some women get upset about it. I've heard.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
let
think,
me
see,
let
then
me
there
stop
should
being
have
so
been
surprised. Really?
There should have been a connection betwixt you and that woman, and you should know if she's in denial. Perimenopausal is a thing.
Yeah.
Menopause is a thing. If you don't realize it can happen to you, you are probably not ready for a relationship or any type of honesty in general, period. So if she's getting upset because you said can we use lube, tell her you don't want to start a fire.
We can do everything else, but we ain't doing no pumps. Okay,
I was just gonna.
You ain't doing no pumps. No pumps.
I was just going to say.
Hold on, Kevin. Hold on, Kevin. Go ahead, Quinn.
I was just going to say that there are herbal supplements that we should all be taking for our sexual health to help us to, you know, remain functioning. Additionally, every woman that goes through perimenopause and menopause does not experience it the same. So some women, my grandmother had a baby at 51. Like, so it's just, it has a lot to do with your genetics and how you take care of your body. That will also be a determining factor on your, you know, your sexual health.
Yeah, for men, if we work out,
what you put in your body.
Yeah. Your diet, men in the YouTube real life relationship growth world, your diet plays a huge part in that. It's not something that has to happen. It has to happen. My sister and her husband, my sister's husband, she's on here a lot. Her name is Claudette. I don't know where she is tonight. I'll fuss at her later. But Claudette's husband is 20 years older than her. 20 years. My sister and I were having a discussion this morning. This brother used to go to Jamaica and be with the Rastafarians. He used to his natural diet, his healthy diet. Claudette is 50. Paul is 70, y'all. And still today, she said that man has not had a problem ever getting it up. And he is in his 70s. His diet is so spectacular. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
but diet is a big thing. And that's even for us as women. Even going through menopause, before we even get there, we have to consider what we're putting in our mouth besides him. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say something because this does keep coming up. And I just feel like with anything, when it comes to wanting to be with someone else, you have to take the time to get to know each other and build that foundation. Because if you have a strong foundation and then you have problems later on, then you have something to fall back on. But if you just kind of had sketchy, just threw stuff together, you don't have anything to fall back on, because not just your sexual health can change, a person's health can change. What if they're in a car accident or they lose a limb or whatever the case is? Because if you have that strong connection, you're gonna rock with that person versus saying, oh, well, I was really, more attracted to their looks or more attracted to them sexually. So I think just it's really not as complicated as some people make it. Just do things like naturally in proper order. You know, that's what I would say it to Ed if he was on the phone, if he goes back and no, but still, I just feel like that just conquers all to me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a question. You were, let's just say, for instance, you're married to someone, and I'm going to ask. Well, no, ladies and gentlemen, you're married to somebody, and for something happens where they lose their sexual function. You still love them. Y'all still have a great relationship, but the sexual function has gone. Would you be willing to let your partner experience that with someone else?
Hell, oh, I'm sorry.
Or
I'm sorry. She
would
ain't
you
finished
be
her
like,
question.
or would you just be like, absolutely not, I've lost this function, so now you have to suffer through it?
No, I'll let it go. Yeah,
I would let, if I was married,
I would love my wife if that was my wife, and I know that I wasn't performing. I would, I ask her, hey, it's all right to leave, because it's an important thing. If she was still vibrant and she still needed that and she still had the hunger, yeah, because in my mind I couldn't deal with the fact that another man is with my woman like that. It's almost like the best man, that when he was at the altar and he was saying his vows in Nia, and he saw Tay Diggs giving it to him. That's what be going on in my mind. Now, people can say, you got an issue, but as a man, ain't no man is really a woman he loves is going to be comfortable with another man giving it to his woman. So if we had a point where I no longer can function, I'm like, look, babe, we got to go. We got to break up because
you're gonna get. I'm saying this your wife. You're gonna give your whole marriage up. Everything else is great, but you can't function. You're gonna
it's still part of fidelity. It's still part of fidelity.
But that means, Kevin, that means sex. That means it's about sex then.
No,
what about
the,
everything else?
It's about the fidelity in that relationship. The fidelity and all that stuff is still together. You can't separate one in this one part of it and call it whole.
But there are alternatives.
If I knew that I was the weakest link,
you can. Let me say this: you can separate it, but you can't separate it in your mind.
That's what I'm saying. You can't be. There's no
you
man
can separate it.
No woman,
but
for the most part, would be comfortable knowing that her man.
But that's not true.
I would.
That's true for you, but that may not be true.
Yeah, and I was going to say that's his answer.
Okay,
that's
I made a general statement. I'll take that back. I retract that. For me, no.
Let me say this.
A tip.
I was just gonna say, number one, I think if I was in that situation, I would allow my husband to get some. I would. But I remember did y'all remember watching a Bunny Ranch or something? I forgot.
Bunny Ranch, Nevada?
In Vegas. Mm-hmm. In Vegas. They had a little show. A man who couldn't function anymore. He used to send his wife there to be with women because he didn't want her to be with another man. So he sent her to the Bunny Ranch, to the little girl.
He let her have some. It just was based on his stipulation of how it happened.
It couldn't be no man.
Oh,
he sent her to the Bunny Ranch.
One way or the other, feelings going to be developed. Okay, because when you talk about having sex, people act like it's just something that just happens all the time. But there will be a connection that ultimately gets established.
I saw Avery.
But you know what?
Say something.
Go ahead, Myra.
Okay. So my thing is that, again, for me, it's about connection, and I'm loyal. So if I take vows with someone for sickness and health, for better, for worse, before God, that's what I'm sticking to. So if my man can no longer perform, baby, we got to get real creative, because I'm not going to ask you if I can be with another man. I don't desire another man. You still my husband. I still love you. You still love me. We rocking with each other till the wheels fall off. So my mindset did not even think about, I wouldn't even think about, well, can I go over here and be with this guy? No, because for me, I have to have all those components, the safety, the intimacy, all those things. I built this with my partner. So, I mean, it just kind of threw me for a loop how, I mean, everybody has their own mindset, but I wouldn't even think about it. And if something happens to me, I would want him to be so connected to me that he wouldn't even think about it as well. Because there are alternatives. We can get real creative. It's something out there for everything that can be
I
purchased.
wonder why.
You know,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no,
Go
that I
ahead.
was saying
Go
it
ahead,
does not
Quinn.
involve another person. Yeah.
Go
I
ahead, Quinn.
I don't know why y'all keep saying, well, I don't understand the concept of there being another alternative for it. There's just no alternative for it for me. Now, for some women, you know, like everybody have preferences sexually.
Mhm.
So for me, there's nothing better than it. So I was saying, of course, from my perspective, if it was him, you know, of course, in your mind, you're not thinking, hey, I'm gonna want to, you know, I'm gonna go step out on him or whatever the case.
Right.
But I'm always thinking about the other person. So if it was me that could not function, and I have this man that I love, and I know that sex is a part of this, and I can't please him in that kind of way, I wouldn't want to know about it or anything. But I would let him know he does have a pass. But you know, if we have that kind of connection, he'll know how to use the pass versus him just going out, you know, being crazy with it.
I
So it
better be.
just
I
depends
better
on
be.
your
But see,
relationship and your
that
communication.
I better be. I better be paralyzed from the neck down.
Yeah, because
well, no,
yeah,
that
I'm
that
not. I refuse. Listen, if
that
you
goes
are
back
come
I'm
with
sorry.
like,
Hold on. I'm
that goes
sorry.
back to
Sylvester, hold
mindset.
on. Corey.
That goes
Corey.
back to
I'm sorry. Sylvester, hold on. Corey had a hand up. Go ahead, Corey.
so I too, like Myra, I believe that we're one. We get together, we're one. I don't want to be with anybody else. And since we are one, you don't be with anybody else either. And if the request should happen to arise, sleep with one eye open. That's it.
Hey,
That is it. If
telling me
you
that.
and me
Sylvester, what you got?
together.
Damn.
What you got, Sylvester? What you got,
Period.
Sylvester? Joel is so stupid.
Listen, I agree with Joel. I agree with Joel as well. I agree. It's important to give me that arts when I want it. Yes,
Joe,
sir.
that's my
Yes,
boy.
sir.
That's my Spaniard, y'all. That's Joe. Hey, Joe.
Yes, he is right about that.
Go ahead, Sylvester. You had something?
okay.
Who's that?
Okay,
All right,
Sylvester.
can you
Go
hear me?
ahead.
Sylvester looks like he's a scary movie running from the bad
Go ahead.
person.
Try Sylvester. Go ahead.
All right. Basically, it goes back to mindset because, like what Quinn said, when we marry someone, our love should be undeniable. It should be undeniable. Now, with that being said, if you and your partner have that connection where you can talk to him or her about that, then that's good. Now, I'm not disagreeing with Myra or Corey because what they feel is right as well for their feelings. But when we marry somebody for good, for better, for worse, for sicker, for poor, then all those things arise, and you should be able to have that conversation with your partner.
Because that could be for the better or of the worst or the worst. That could be.
And if y'all decide that, hey, if you decide that that's what we want to do, then there's no right or wrong in this. It's what you and your partner decide. But I will say this. When you get married, see, people don't really understand that for better or for worse. We're looking at things on the surface. We're not looking at the when it gets down to the whole nitty gritty of things. And that nitty gritty can be some real nasty shit.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. But we don't think about that.
Wait a minute. Kendrick is next. Go ahead, Kendrick.
Yeah, it really depends on your comfort level. I agree with Tip and Quinn. I would have a conversation like, hey, should we I love you, but should we stay together if it ever came to that, or if I had dementia or something like that? Because I wouldn't want her to live her life to the fullest because I love her so much. But then there have to be rules because, you know, it ain't going to be no nigga in my house, you know what I'm saying, around my kids. I'd rather not know. And one thing for me, you can't kiss him in the mouth. You kissing this nigga in the mouth, it's going to send me off, you know what I'm saying? Kissing is something else. You can't kiss them.
You
But I
can't
can still
put
kiss you.
rules to it.
It's a
You
Pretty
let me
Woman
play. You can't
situation
put
with
no
him.
rules to it. You let me
Yeah.
play.
We're gonna
No,
call Pretty
it's gonna
Woman.
be some
But-
rules, goddamn it. I ain't like Kev, you know.
Well,
I
yeah,
just
you got to
love
have
you.
some rules to it.
Yeah, I
But those
you
are
know, I want her to be
you
happy,
and your person
and I
create your
feel as
rules.
though I
You
don't want
create
to
right.
have
I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
you and
Yeah.
your partner, you all create that.
Yeah,
Remember, we come from different beliefs, different backgrounds, different ways of doing things, different ways, of being taught. There are children that are growing up in poly households and they feel like it's the way to go. There are children that are growing up in households where there's just a mother and the father and they feel like that's how to go. That
Right.
it's all based on your teaching, what you're comfortable with. And at the end of the day, we all have to answer to whatever higher power that we trust and believe in. So I'm not here to tell you don't give your wife a pass or stay connected or that's between the two of y'all. That's why being equally, y'all, people feel like when they hear the term
Yeah.
equally yoked,
Equally
it's talking religion, it's talking about spirit. Equally yoked is all the way around the spectrum. Are we equally yoked in our finances? Do we understand how that looks? Are we equally yoked in how we are agreeing to rear and raise our children? Are we equally yoked sexually? I mean, all of those things. That's what equal yokeness
Amen.
means. We get it applies to making sure, because if it's not, the yoke is not equal, they can't move. Yeah, it applies all around. What's
Yeah.
up, Myra?
Okay, well, I just put in the chat the definition. Well, I Googled, do marriage vows allow for sex outside of marriage? Because as far as the marriage vows I know, they say forsaking all others. And it's my understanding that we are taking these vows before God. It's a promise we're making to God along with each other. And so I was noticing that some responses were saying, well, we can just decide. So I guess I was just a little confused, in which everybody has a right to do things that the way that they want to do it. But we were talking about marriage. And I just didn't understand how within a marriage you can just decide that, okay, well, you can go be with this person, you can go be with that person, because that goes against everything that God has ordained. And actually, adultery is the
I
only
want to
reason. And
I
so
want to
that
talk
is
about
adultery, even if
I
you
want to
do
talk
give
about
consent.
relationships.
So that's why I
That's
was
it.
getting confused. It seems like you're giving
No,
advice as if you're in a relationship versus if you're married.
That's
no,
a
Myra.
belief system.
I
Belief.
totally agree with you with what you posted and what you put. But let's remember again, everybody doesn't have the same belief.
I know.
And in respect of that, again, we're here to learn from one another, and we're here to remember. I always say, and this is just my thing, y'all. The things that I receive in life, I'm going to take it and use it where it's appropriate. If it works for me and it can help me grow, I'm pulling that in. I'm trying to get more of it. This is why I do what I do right here, because I'm learning and I'm hoping everybody's learning. This is what real life relationship growth is all about. The stuff that don't apply to me, I have a best friend and he is poly to the t-shirt. He that's his life, which is why we friends. Cause we can't be nothing else. That's not me. I don't believe that. I believe that God said one man, one woman. And everybody has their difference of opinion of what they have their opinion. But at the end of the day, my prayer is, Father, help me to be pleasing to you. Whatever I'm not doing according to your will, help me to learn it, understand it, and not be guessing about it. Because the God that I love and I understand, regardless of what you call him, he wants the best for us, which means there's anything that's available for our growth, he's going to provide it and allow us to understand it. We have a choice. So whether we're in a marriage or not, and we're choosing to do what we do with our bodies, hey, we're not robots. He gives us freedom of choice. Again, whatever God you call your God. Mine just happens to be Jesus Christ. God, that's mine.
I don't.
But
It's
we have
for
our differences. Let me slow. Okay, go ahead,
Hey, good
Kendrick.
people.
on
I gotta let y'all go. I gotta go make the
on-
donuts. So Y'all have a good evening, and we'll talk
I,
later.
You take it
Peace.
easy. Have a good
Sylvester, I like glaze. I like glazed donuts.
I got you, darling. I got you.
Yeah.
Good night. Be safe.
Good night.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Look, you know the drill. Let me know, please.
Look, he gone.
Yeah, he on the
I'm
road.
just-
I hate when they have to be on the road at night, y'all. We gotta say prayer protection for the brother. Go ahead,
It's-
Kindred.
you know, it's just it's one of those things you have to look at. I understand what y'all saying, the vows and everything, but for me, when I'm with somebody, I want them to be as happy as they possibly can. Because I know life is short. I don't want my situation to make them suffer or give up something. And sometimes in marriage, you're going to have to give them something. We're talking about extremes now. There's extremes, and then there's just you ain't going to the doctor, or you're not even making an attempt to figure out what's wrong. You know, that's what I have problem with. But if it's that extreme, I want my woman to be as happy as she can. You know, I want to do as best I can and give her as I just want to be there for her in every way and say, you know what, I love you enough to where if this is something you need and I can't provide it and it's an extreme thing, then yeah, I want to be able to compromise for her. That's just how I look at it. And people feel different. You got to do what's comfortable. Don't do nothing you ain't comfortable with, because you're just gonna lash out and beat that person down with your, hopefully not your fist, but your
Know
verbally.
about Corey.
Word.
Corey
Corey said they can't go
One
to
eye open.
Corey said one eye open.
Corey gonna tip that man's
Corey ain't playing
window.
with nobody.
Well, here's why. Here's what. And see, I really wouldn't do that. I'm just saying stuff. But
Oh,
for
shit.
me, if we're one and we really are together, I can understand loving somebody so much that you want them to be happy and feeling like, dang, this ain't gonna work. I'd rather you be somewhere else and happy. That's how much I love you. I get it. But what if that person loves you so much they don't want to be with anybody else but you, regardless of if you can get it up or not?
Yeah,
Cool.
and they don't have to be,
Yeah,
and that's just
Right.
fine.
I
And that's
feel
yeah.
I
Yeah.
get older and that happens, I'm gonna stay. If she's been down, I'm not leaving my wife.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? If
That's
she's
right.
been there and I've been with her and it's God forbid an accident happens, she get dementia or this, that, and other, I'm gonna motherfucking take care of her ass. You
I
know?
just
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just still in the reality that we are human beings and none of us are perfect and we all
That's
fall
right.
weak. And so I'm just saying, as a human being, if I'm married to somebody, they're probably going to have the same type of sexual appetite as I do. I don't foresee myself marrying somebody and we're unequal in that area. So with that being said, it was something that crossed my mind. I would not want my person, I don't want us to have to get a divorce, and I wouldn't want him to have to go without like years, gets cut off that part of himself because of the fact that I wasn't able to function in a way to be able to satisfy him. So I'm just saying, sex is wonderful. It's very, very important. Don't get me wrong. But if he, I wouldn't want no big, what is it, affair that's in my face or something like that.
No.
But if he snuck out and did his thing and I ain't even asking about it, I ain't trying to know about it. I'm just saying, if I so happen to come across something that made me think that might go on, then no, I wouldn't. I'm not going to even make it an issue.
Okay. Well, y'all know about this time we come with our closing remarks and thoughts. And so being that we're I mean, again, how important is sex to you as a single person? We covered a lot tonight and I really appreciate it. This was really, really good. This was really good. I love the different perspectives and the different knowledge that we learned. I definitely learned something tonight. Those definitions were on point. They were on point. So again, this is our point where we're gonna go around and don't let me be like, I'm gonna have to come behind you and rub your back. You got about 30 seconds. You got about 30 seconds. Oh, please, if you wrap it up, because we already at 10, 11. Again, I so appreciate y'all hanging out, and I know some have to get up for work in the morning. So, Miss Corey, I'm gonna start with you. I'm just seeing where y'all in the box for me.
Okay. I guess my final thought, since we're all singles, is so for one, you're single until you're married. Single until you're married. We're keeping that in mind. And some of us don't have anybody, right? Just single. My advice is to do Kegels, especially when you're not in a relationship. It's called Stay Ready, so that you don't have to get ready.
My girl.
Did you say that? I love
That's
her.
right. Them Kegels. Yeah. There's this real quick. There's this chick on Facebook. I mean on TikTok. And her whole platform was created off of that. You come across her page when you just flipping, she be like, give me 20 Kegels. And you get stuck, and I be like, dang, I can't scroll by. Gotta give her 20 Kegels. Now she has been doing it for so long, y'all. She be like, give me Kegels until the song ends. That girl gonna make these muscles strong. I love it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Corey. I mean, Myra.
Boy.
Oh, okay. Well, so I know we talked about several topics tonight, but I think still, like how important sex to you as a single person. I just think everything just still comes back to just taking the time to get to know that person, find out if you guys are compatible in different areas before. I think it's best before you get sexually involved, because that can be a distraction. Because if that sex is so good and you hadn't found out all these other nuances about a person, you thinking about that sex. Versus if you hadn't had sex with them yet, you could be, thinking about them and just like, oh, I wonder what I could do to put a smile on their face. It kind of takes away some of the other sweet, happy things that can happen in between, because you just be like, okay, I'm trying to figure out when can we get together again. So, and it was just interesting just seeing different people's perspectives, and I know it's based upon their life experiences and stuff like that. So it was just good to just kind of, hear people talk about that as well.
Yeah. All right, Miss Tip.
As a single person, sex is not that important to me. It's more important to me when I'm in a relationship. I value it more. I enjoy it more. And I explore a lot more. So it's kind of like I limit myself probably. Don't want to get played, as Kendrick said it, no, I don't want to lose myself in sex when I'm just dating as a single person. So it's not that important, but in a relationship, it's very important.
All right. Miss Quinn, I know you said a lot before I started the rounds. You want to say something else, or was that your wrap up?
That was my wrap up.
Okay. It was a good one too, girl. It was a good one. We could have just dropped the mic and pressed end stream on that one. Go ahead, Kev.
I would just say, when it comes to that, just have the conversation. I mean, you know what you like, you know what you don't like, you got expectations, let them know so they have the ability to choose whether or not they want to continue on dealing with you in that capacity. So, just be upfront and honest about what you like and what you expect. And, if they agree, you got something magical. If not, you both can walk away whole.
All right. Ooh, walk away whole. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. All right, Mr. Kendrick.
Sex is very important to me, but it's not everything. But I do want a loving relationship with it, and I want to feel like shit that woman wants me, and or she at least respects me enough to say, you know what, I know my man is attracted to me and he wants to give it, he wants it. So, I'm going to try to make sure that he's happy. I think that's the piece that a lot of people don't realize. When you're in a relationship, you want to try to make that other person happy, but not at the cost of your own happiness, or you compromise too much and you lose yourself. That's
right.
just my final thought.
I love it. I love it.
Agreed.
All right. Very much agreed. All right, y'all. So I got to say this plug real quick. This weekend, I'm having an all adult water day party. We closing out the summer with this. Sunday, August the 31st at 1 p.m. If you like to attend, inbox me, let me know. I'll send you an invite so you can RSVP so I can get a good head count. Hoping to see everybody. Well, I know we're not going to see some, but those who can make it, please make it. We're going to have a good time. I just love celebrating with the people that make me smile. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. So I appreciate you all. Y'all have a good night. We will see y'all next week for
All
week
right.
5. We are going 6 weeks. Next week will be week 5. Also, if you're interested in joining me, I already got a few. My phone going off. If you're interested in joining me, let me know. I get you on the couch. Everybody say good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.